Music. Oh, what happens when the student outgrows the master only to find the master pulling the strings behind his back? Gervonta Tank Davis and Floyd Money Mayweather's fractured relationship just hit its most explosive chapter, yet this isn't just another boxing rivalry, it's personal. The shocking truth: Floyd Mayweather, the man who once called Tank his protege, has been secretly helping Lamont Roach train for his upcoming fight against Davis. And as if that wasn't enough, Floyd's also poached Tank's former coach Calvin Ford, the very man who built Tank's career from the ground up. When Tank found out, let's just say beast mode doesn't even begin to describe it. Let's break this down. For years Calvin Ford wasn't just Tank's coach, he was like family. Who do you want to see you as a guy that's in his trainer? That's like a father figure to him. You're training him all the time, you know him, both y'all from the streets of Baltimore. The whole bit. Who do you want to see Tank fight next? I want him to get all of them that are de mouth. The duo built an unstoppable partnership, with Ford guiding Tank through some of the biggest wins of his career. But recently whispers started circulating that Ford was spending more time with Floyd than anyone expected. You know Calvin, he been with me since I was 7. I used to sleep in Coach Calvin's house. I used to sleep at his job when he was working at seafood restaurant in Baltimore, when I had to train Tank. When I didn't want to get in trouble and I wanted to make sure we was together, I used to take work with me and hit you all. Everybody know him at work. Remember, Calvin used to fuss at the guys that was coming up with me, and they was in the streets a lot. He was telling them like, you can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out, you got to be like all the way in it, like focus on the go, you know. And them guys, they went left and unfortunately they got killed. You weigh the odds out like daggers. Do you want him to go to jail or you want him to live? That's the whole idea, to come to the boxing. GY, if I had the people I had around me like the people that started with me and things like that, I probably would have been off the scene for a long time. At first it seemed innocent enough. Floyd is no stranger to mentoring fighters, and he's been known to dabble in other fighters' camps, but when it was revealed that Floyd had actively convinced Ford to join him in helping Lamont Roach prepare for his fight against Tank, that's where the line was crossed. That's how if he's upset with me over me being good to him, over me helping him, he can be upset. I mean, I'm not mad at him though, right? He's entitled to be upset for Tank. This wasn't just a professional betrayal, it was personal. Calvin Ford wasn't just his trainer, he was the man who believed in him when no one else did, and now that trust has been shattered, Tank was the first one in the gym, the last one out the gym. Tank used to sit on the ring like this and watch me train him. How old is he at this point? He was like 78. Okay, a lot of stuff that I was giving my son was giving it to Tank, so it was a perfect fit. Tank was like the family, you get what I'm saying, and he used to sit at the table cause I had another kid named Ron, man, he liked to play with them guns, get what I'm saying. And when I lost him I was hurt cause that was my first time losing a fighter that you put so much into. Remember, I said take my money running out, and he just looked at me, said believe and coach leave. That's what did it. When he said that, that's it. Still damn, I don't hear Tank as the day I hear Tank as that little boy. He me coach, and he came in the gym one day, he said, coach, I seen it. I said, what you seen? I had all the belts on me. He said, I going be that dude, rest his history. Damn, I got goosebumps. Located. That's kind of crazy. When the news broke, Tank didn't just sit back and let it slide. The fighter known for his relentless aggression in the ring carried that same energy outside it. Reports say Tank confronted Floyd during a private gym session and things got heated fast. This wasn't just a war of words, it was a full-blown confrontation. Tank's frustration boiled over as he let Floyd know exactly how he felt about the betrayal. Floyd, ever the showman, reportedly brushed it off, claiming it was just business, but for Tank it was more than that. It was a shot at his legacy, his team, and his pride. Kill __. When I at you mother, I kill you mother. CZY. For Tank this feels like a betrayal on a whole new level. It's one thing for Floyd to throw shade from a distance, but actively support his opponent, that's a power move designed to get under Tank's skin, and this isn't the first time Floyd has done something like this. He the one told Frank that I was running at 7 o'clock in the morning Friday. He told Frank that he was giving Frank tips and stuff like that. I seen his peoples drive by while I was running. It's cool, it's alright, I don't really think too much of it. He not going to hurt me, you know what I mean. So it's good to beef with him, then be cool with him, cause he can do some crazy stuff. He'll picture him. Bad situation. Floyd gave Frank Martin insider information on how to wipe the floor with Tank. Not only this, but he was training with him as well. Now that for sure rubbed Tank the wrong way. I remember you talking about doing the pad work with Floyd, and he said you got the speed and the power to be a World champ, what did that do for your confidence? You can hear that from anybody but Floyd. It is motivation, you know, cause at that time too, man, I wasn't even I had that IQ that I got now, so at that point I was just really going off natural athleticism. So for him to tell me at that time, getting deeper in my bag trying to understand the game, underscore. It's not like basketball where you got to depend on people. It's not like football, like the work that you put in reflects directly with your results. People don't even know the amount of hours that y'all put into this. We ain't got no backup, we got a bad day, whatever, we ain't got nobody to come, you know, come through for us. It's all on you. Unfortunately for Frank, Floyd's training did not account for much in his fight against Tank Davis. Frank Martin went to sleep just like most of Tank's opponents. Oh, left to down goes March 6, 7. It's one Tank J Scripps, and if we've learned anything from the handshake incident, it's that Floyd knows exactly how to trigger Tank, like when he chose Shakur Stevenson as the best fight at 135 over Tank. Yep, that got under Tank's skin for sure. Floyd, who when you think about the fighters who are fighting now, can you give me your 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 when it comes to the lightweight who you would put where? As of right now, the two guys the biggest puncher I feel at the 135 would probably be Gervonta Tank Davis, but the most skillful fighter at 135 will be hands down Shakur Stevens. What is it about him? Because I know he have a lot of good attributes, but do you think he has enough power to sustain? Well, it's really all about skills. Pernell Whitaker wasn't a huge puncher, but he was, very exciting, very tough, and he fought everybody. Shakur is trying to do the same thing. He want to fight the best they got out there. I believe his contract is coming to an end, so hopefully we can come together and I can take him to that next level. To understand why this cuts so deep, you've got to look at Tank and Floyd's history. Floyd wasn't just a promoter for Tank, he was his mentor, guy who took him from Baltimore's tough streets to boxing superstar. Them Tank Dav, he was a young kid, came up to me when he was a kid, wanted to "Oh bro, I signed this phone for him and told him you'll be world champion someday. And I'll be your promoter." Years later he was working with some people from our team, cause our team is huge. We got guys in DC, Baltimore, Philly, New York, all around. He won a few fights. I think he was like an 8-0. I told him in another 24 months you be world champ. Made the right moves, put him in the right position. He's a multi-man there now. Absolutely. He was a kid that couldn't even buy a bus ticket. Now he's a name. But as Tank's star began to rise, Floyd's influence started to feel more like a leash than a ladder. Rumors of control issues and tension over career decisions began to swirl, and their professional split became inevitable. I remember first hearing an issue between Floyd and Gervonta before Gervonta fought Pedraza, and the issue I heard was that Floyd didn't want Gervonta to stay in Baltimore because he felt there was too many distractions for him in Baltimore, and he wanted to stay in Vegas. And the story I was told at that time was that Floyd gave Gervonta one of his penthouses or one of his apartments in the Palms Hotel, and he said, "This is your apartment, I'll furnish it for you." He got him a Jeep. At the time Gervonta was not a world champion. He got him like a Jeep, a 4x4, you know. He basically said, "I'll make it comfortable for you. I don't want you to go to Baltimore. I want you to stay here. I don't think Baltimore is the place for you, you know." And what I was told was Gervonta sold all the furniture, sold the Jeep, and went back to Baltimore and bought a Benz, you know. With that's what I was told at the time. So since then their relationship has been anything but cordial. Floyd has repeatedly thrown shade at Tank's personal life and career choices, while Tank hasn't been shy about calling out Floyd's ego. But stealing Calvin Ford and using him to train Lamont Roach, that's a whole new level of petty. Set you off. She was like, "I got to do that." A lot of people don't know that what Floyd he said, so you feel like it was like he was soothing you, like, oh, like he that he was going at me, he was going at me, and I knew for sure he was going at me. That's why I went at